Okay, let's be real. The start of 2026 has been an absolute whirlwind for anyone in the data world, right? You've got Microsoft Fabric, Databricks, Power BI, and the updates, they just don't stop coming. It feels almost impossible to keep up with it all. So what we're going to do here is just take a breath, step back, and actually figure out what all these changes really mean. What's the big picture story they're telling us?
So if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by it all, trust me, you are not alone. It is a lot. But here's the thing. Buried under that mountain of release notes, there are a few really huge trends that tell us exactly where the entire data world is heading. And that's the story we're going to uncover together.
All right, so here's our game plan. First up, the big one. AI is your co-pilot. Then we're going to talk about breaking down data silos. After that, we'll see how data gets serious. It's really borrowing some tricks from software engineering. We'll do a quick look at what's out with the old, and then we'll bring it all home with what this means for you. Sound good? Let's dive in.
All right, our first major trend, and believe me, it is the big one. It's the rise of generative AI as a real active partner in our work. We're not just talking about asking a chatbot a question on the side anymore, no way. This is about AI being a true co-pilot baked right into the tools we use every single day. And it is changing, well, pretty much everything.
So let's make this real. Take Power BI, for example. You know how it used to be? You'd have to wrestle with DAX, and let's face it, that can be a seriously complex formula language. While now, you can literally just ask Copilot in plain English to build those calculations for you. Just like that. This is a complete game changer. It blows the doors open for beginners, and at the same time, it's like a superpower for the experts.
And this quote, it really nails the core of this shift. AI has moved way beyond just making your charts look pretty. It's now a partner in the actual analysis. It's helping you debug your code, it's suggesting calculations, and it's speeding up that entire process from raw data to real insight. It's huge.
Now don't think for a second this is just a little Power BI feature. Nope. This is a full-on, platform-wide strategy inside Microsoft Fabric. It doesn't matter where you are. Whether you're in Data Factory trying to generate pipeline expressions, you're in a warehouse trying to optimize your SQL, or you're in a notebook writing Python, there's a Copilot right there, ready to help you out.
And of course, this isn't just a Microsoft story. Databricks is going all in on this too. They've got their own assistant, sure, but they're also positioning themselves as a central hub for all sorts of other powerful AI models. They're plugging in models from OpenAI, from Anthropic, from Google, basically giving developers this incredible toolbox to work with.
And you know what? All that connectivity actually leads us perfectly into our second major trend. The walls between data platforms are finally starting to crumble. The big push right now is all about interoperability, making it easier than ever to get to your data, no matter where it happens to live. In the Microsoft world, the key piece of tech making this happen is called mirroring. And it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's like having a live read-only copy, a mirror, of your data from another system, say from Google BigQuery or SAP, sitting right there inside Fabric. What does that mean for you? It means you can skip building those complex, often painful ETL pipelines that we've all struggled with. It just works. And this is creating some seriously powerful new connections between the clouds. We're now seeing mirroring from Google BigQuery, from SAP databases, and even from Azure Databricks straight into Fabric. And maybe the biggest news of all is the connection between Snowflake and Microsoft OneLake. That went generally available back in February 2026, and it is now fully bidirectional. That's a huge deal.
And yep, you guessed it, Databricks is running the exact same playbook. They were just rapidly firing out new connectors to all the popular apps you use every day. Things like Google Ads, HubSpot, Zendesk, Meta Ads, making it super simple to pull all that crucial business data into one central place.
So, what's the big idea here? The main takeaway? The era of the walled garden data platform? It's over. It's done. The new winning strategy isn't about locking your data in anymore. It's about being the most open, the most connected hub for all your data, no matter where it's stored.
Okay, on to our third big trend, and this one is all about maturity. It's about data and BI finally growing up. As analytics become more and more critical to how businesses run, we're finally starting to adopt the same discipline, the same tools and practices from the world of professional software engineering. We're finally getting serious about how we build this stuff.
And in the Power BI world, the absolute key to this is the new default PBIR format. Now, this might sound like a small technical detail, but stick with me. Instead of one giant, monolithic, locked file, a report is now saved as a folder of smaller, individual component files. It seems like a tiny change, but believe me, it unlocks a whole new, much more professional way of working.
So why does that matter? Well, because a report is now just a collection of files, we can start treating it just like we treat software code. You can have multiple developers working on different parts of the same report at the same time. You can save and track all your changes in a version control system like Git. You can even automate deployments using CI/CD pipelines. I mean, for anyone who has ever managed a large Power BI project, you know this is a massive, massive leap forward.
And this whole getting serious mindset goes way beyond just development. It extends deep into security and governance too. Across all the major platforms, we're seeing better tools for source control, much more granular security roles, and really advanced controls like attribute-based access control and IP firewalls. The whole point is to make these platforms more secure, more reliable, and just plain manageable when you're operating at a massive enterprise scale.
Okay, now, to make way for all this cool new stuff, some of the older features are getting phased out. This is just a quick but important heads up so you don't get caught by surprise.
There are two main changes you really need to know about in Power BI. First, the old Bing Maps visuals are going away. They're being merged into the much more powerful Azure Maps platform. And second, Power BI metric sets are being retired. The new standard for tracking your KPIs is now Power BI scorecards.
Okay, so let's bring this all together. We've covered the three huge trends: AI becoming our co-pilot, the walls between data silos coming down, and data development getting serious with proper engineering practices. But what does all this actually mean for you, for your career as a data professional? How is your job actually changing?
Well, your role is really evolving in three key ways. First, you're shifting from a coder to more of a conductor. As AI handles more of the basic how, your job is to focus on the what, the business logic. Second, you're moving from a gatekeeper to an enabler. Instead of just controlling access to one system, you're now the one connecting all these different data sources. And finally, you're shifting from a builder to a strategist. You're not just building one-off reports anymore. You're using these new DevOps practices to create reliable, scalable analytics products.
And this quote from Satya Nadella, it just perfectly captures that third trend, doesn't it? This idea that every company is a software company, that we all have to think and operate like a digital company. Well, that's not just for the IT department or the dev teams anymore. It's now at the absolute heart of what we do in analytics and BI.
And so all of this leaves us with one final and I think really crucial question to think about. As the AI gets better and better at writing the code, and as the platforms get better and better at connecting all the data, what's left for us? What becomes the uniquely human contribution to analytics? What's that high-value thing that only we can bring to the table? And you know, that is both the challenge and the incredible opportunity for all of us going forward.